Hi, my name is Lucy Gibbs, and today I'm going to talk about some information with immigration. So picture this. You're sitting on the street on the Canadian border and you hear a traffic cop blaze past you. You're starving, you're hungry, you're cold, it's raining. More importantly, beyond all of that, your mother is sitting beside you. All of your family beyond that is dead. Your mother is starving, she has gash running up the side of her calf, and if you don't get her antibiotics within the next 7 days, she will die of infection. Open your eyes. What wouldn't you do to save her? I've grown up my entire life in San Antonio, Texas, which is a hub for refugee buses to be coming up from Mexico, Guatemala, El Salvador, all of those Latin American countries, whether they be refugees, whether they be legally immigrating here. I didn't always know, but all throughout my childhood, my church would go and give backpacks full of supplies to really help provide for them, because lots of times they had no money, they had no resources, they had no toothbrush, all they had was the clothes on their back, and hopefully a family member to take care of them. Now, whether you like the idea of immigration, whether you don't like the idea of immigration, it's really prevalent and it's really important that we have an understanding of what immigration is and how many people around you are immigrants, whether it be legal or illegal. And in the map seen here, you can see the primary language spoken in that state other than Spanish or English, and which was incredibly awe-inspiring to me because I realized how ignorant I was living, and I was living in contented ignorance. I didn't realize Vietnamese was the #1, or rather #3 language spoken in Texas. It just shows how little we know about the people living around us. Today I'm going to be talking about how expensive it is to legally immigrate and how much of a financial strain illegal immigrants are, and maybe what we need to do to address this issue overall. Now that we've laid down what we're talking about and why it's important, let's dig deeper into what legal immigrants are really doing to provide and help the economy in an unbiased manner. Now, what do legal immigrants do for the economy? First of all, legal immigrants have a higher percentage of working in essential job positions compared to native local American citizens, natural born citizens. In the pie chart seen to my right, you can see how there's actually really a high significant difference in percentage of people working in important jobs. Here we have service jobs that are 4% higher. Here in production jobs, there is a 5% difference. There are really impressive ways that they're helping the economy. The more people working in essential jobs that are legally citizens in America, the more that's going to help promote movement in the economy rather than people coming in from a visa or working for another nation simply in the Americas. It's really important that we have this understanding. Here you can see this is entrepreneurs working in the state. So here 13% of the population in 2015 was made up of legal immigrants, but 30% of entrepreneurs in the nation were made up of legal immigrants, showing there's a vast difference in people who came here and really want to help promote. Entrepreneurs are creating jobs, they're addressing issues, things that need to be done, and legal immigrants have a desire to come and help that. That's really going to promote a productive flow in our economy, which is helping the nation as a whole. In a study done by the renowned author in the U.S. Department of Labor, stats show that the percentage of people legally immigrating into here is only rising. It went up 17.4% in the year of 2019, which is a really high jump in people moving in legally. Legal immigrants also have a higher percentage of people working in on welfare. So people who are using welfare, that are natural born citizens, people using welfare that are legal immigrants, the percentage that have jobs, therefore using the money from the government that's pouring back into the economy, creating a productive flow, that's a higher percent coming from legal immigrants, which is a good thing that the money is being used for people that are also working and therefore spending and therefore helping, or the people who are just using to consume and use for themselves. Legal immigrants are also helping balance out the birth to death rate ratio, which is something that's really important to always have new minds coming in to help the economy as well. All three of those things are really just productive ways that America is seeing progress and financial gain from legal immigrants coming into the U.S. Now that we see how they can help the economy, what are some ways, what does it actually look like to legally immigrate into the U.S.? First of all, you have to determine eligibility, which is a very long and strenuous process, and it's the statistics taken straight from the U.S. Citizenship Service. For a few, you have to be 18 if you're doing it by yourself. You have to have a good understanding of the English language, speaking it relatively fluently. You have to have an understanding of American history. You have to know the Pledge of Allegiance, only to name a few. Those are things that are going to take time and money to be able to master, even to apply for eligibility. Then, beyond that, you have to be naturalized, which is another long and strenuous financial process. And finally, it's just incredibly expensive to do this legally. My roommate currently has been in the process of immigrating and has been for upwards of 10 years and has spent almost $30,000 trying to make that happen. It takes so much time and money to stay in the US to even begin the process of naturalization and immigration. Here is a pie chart showing the percent of people that legally could come in but don't have the financial means to do so. There are such a large population of people who desire but can't make it happen simply due to the financial side, which I think is a really serious issue. Now, we know how they help and we know how hard it is to move in. What are all those people who don't have the means to legally partake? What are they doing for the economy? How are illegal immigrants really hurting the economy? First of all, in a study done by George Boris, the renowned journalist, he's saying that in the last decade, the amount of illegals has risen the rate of unemployment and dropped the wages. In the book, Impact for Illegal Immigration, Harrison Blaine says that his view of immigration in the last few years has really changed because he had this misconception that immigration was bad for the economy. But really, illegals are fantastic for the economy. Illegal immigration is what's putting such a strain on the economy. Here we can see the percent of where illegal immigrants are coming in. There's a really high population in South Texas, Arizona, some in New Mexico. And those are all locations with really high labor-intensive jobs. Those are back-bending days all in the sun, working on farms, working in high-intensity labor situations. Those places are being filled with immigrants who are illegally there and therefore do not have the U.S. protections of minimum wage. That is promoting crooked employers to underpay, which is giving jobs to people who aren't earning enough money for their labor, but also taking jobs from natural-born citizens who want those jobs, but would have to be paid at a higher wage. So that's hurting people who are legally here and hurting people who are illegally here. In conclusion, we've looked at how legal immigration is really productive for the economy. We've looked at how hard and expensive it is to legally immigrate here, and we've looked at how that challenging process is promoting a lot of illegal immigration. What are we going to do with it? I think we as a nation need to work forward to try and address and really look into this issue and see what ways we can do to help it.